It's a pleasure to meet you, Judy.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm going to proceed to share my screen. So I'm an Airbnb host. I've been hosting since 2018, but in Zanzibar specifically, I've been hosting since last year, or around July, August is when I entered the Zanzibar market. Please let me know if you can see my screen. I would like to share as I'm also explaining.
Okay, yeah, we can see it.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
Is it possible
I wanted to open my Airbnb account. So I'm going to give you based on what I see, what I know, because I'm only hosting through Airbnb and Booking.com. But most of my bookings come from Airbnb. I've started doing Booking.com since this July, but I've not really picked up very well on the side of Booking.com. And also Booking.com, it requires you to have like to register a business, which yes, our business is registered, but some of our clients, their businesses are not registered, so it's not easy for us to put to with the when your guest books on Airbnb, their money is directly charged from their account. But when they book on Booking.com, what happens is that unless you have put the option of card payment, is when they are going to be charged directly. If you have put the option of payment by cash, they will be charged when they arrive there. And when they arrive there, sometimes with the cleaners, with the staff, they when they pay them the money, sometimes they start to give you just stories. Oh, I use the money. So it's best if you have an option of payment by machine. Here in Tanzania, mostly we use Pesapal or DPO. I think also for Kenya is the same. If I'm not mistaken. But now the issue is that if we do the transaction through our machine, it means when we are going to pay taxes, we have to pay taxes also for these owners. You see, so it's not easy for me to operate on Booking.com because some owners are not registered as a business. So that it also poses a challenge on that side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So most of our bookings, they come from Airbnb because it's usually easier with just a bank. We can just do the co-hosting and they get their money, we get our money, and then we are all good to go. So I'm going to show you my calendar for the homes that we host on Airbnb in Fumba Town and the ones that we host in other areas. And I'm also going to explain to you how Zanzibar is and what is the reason for different things that are happening. So here we have the two main ones that are doing really well. They are studio apartments. We used to also manage a 1-bedroom apartment. It was doing well, but the owner was a bit, not very, she was not taking care of the apartment very well. So there were a number of issues. Then we had to drop her. So this is this is one of the studios that we are going to that we are already listed on Airbnb, and you can see I'm a super host, and this home at the moment is also a guest favorite. So I'm just going to click on one of the guests that stayed here, so that we can. Let me do like this. Let me open this particular home because I usually know all the links of our homes. Seaside, Serenity, Simba. So you can see this home is a guest favorite, which means it has a higher visibility. It's supposed to be doing well because it's in Fumbat. And if I had a home like the homes like that I'm hosting here in Dar es Salaam that are guest favorites, usually have their vacancies anywhere around 60 to 80% in a high season, of which the Dar es Salaam high season is February to December. January is the only low season here in Dar es Salaam. So you can see this is a guest favorite home, which means it's mostly loved. The ratings are 4.8/5, which means it's good. But when you check the way it's doing, okay, May was a low season, yes. June started opening up a bit, so we had bookings. We had bookings in July. So the big challenge with this house, it didn't do very well this time because we had to close the calendar. At some point, we were doing some renovations, and it was not doing very well. And as you can see, August also we had just one booking, and September we have no booking at all. So this is one of our homes, and this is the homes that are doing really, really well, I can say. For Fumba Town, Zanzibar. I want to open another one, which we were doing very well with it this particular season because we didn't block the calendar. It was also, they also had a great review, but we only had one review from someone. Let me just Old Sun Studio. Yes, here it is. So this particular home, it did very well to my surprise, but I think also we had great reviews for it. And you can see from June, the high season in Zanzibar is divided into, I would say, 3 parts. There's the seasons in Zanzibar, they're divided into 3 parts. The first one is from June towards the end, and that's why you can see the bookings started. Of course, we had bookings even earlier on for this particular home in June. We had a few bookings here also, but then July started to not really pick up, but at least we had some bookings here. You can see we had Lucas, we had another guy, Ken. Then in August also we had some bookings, and they were longer bookings. For example, this guy Okechukwu stayed for a week. We had Jason. We also had this lady. We had another booking here, yes. We had Abel, and then also we had this lady who stayed with us. So at least this is one of the homes that did really well, I would say, during this season of the high season. And the high season now is over because in Tanzania now we have our interim election happening on October 27th. So usually the high season starts from June towards the end up to September. And then I would say even October early, October mid. And then from mid-October up to November is a low season. And then December up to February is a high season because of the Christmas season. And then there's also some festivals happening. For example, Sauti za Busara, which is a festival happening for 25 years now straight. It's very popular in America and Europe. They market it a lot there. So it's usually a high season up until February. And then from March up to May is a low season again. Why? Because they say that that's a winter season for here in Zanzibar. It's a rainy season. So from March, April, May, June early also it starts to become a low season. But then there's a festival happening. It has been happening for 10 years now. It's called Soundscapes. It happens in Paje. This 2026 is going to be the 11th year. This year it was the 10th anniversary for that festival. It's called Soundscapes. I usually attend it. I've attended it like 3 times. It's a very popular festival in Europe. I think mostly Europe and Asia, because it's the founders of that festival are from the United Arab Emirates. I'm not sure which country, is that Bahrain or something. So it's very popular in Europe and also in Asia. So then also some festivals like the ZIF, Zanzibar International Film Festival. There are like 6 or 7 big festivals happening around Zanzibar, and most of them happen in Stone Town, in Nongwe. Also, we have the Full Moon Festival happening at Kendwa Rocks. Most of them, so they happen in Stone Town. For example, Sauti za Busara happens in Stone Town. Zanzibar International Film Festival also happens in Stone Town. I think this year they did it at a hotel. I'm not sure which one because I don't follow up on the film industry a lot. Also, Nongwe, they have a lot of festivals happening there in Paje. Fumba Town this year, for the first time, they had a festival. It was called Futopia. So we have high hopes with the I would say with this festival, because they've been marketing it a lot in America and Europe, also in Asia, Far East Asia. They've been marketing it a lot. But now I wanted to show you also our other homes that we host, because we also host in Paje, we also host in Paje, and we also host in Stone Town. So this is our calendar for Paje. And this home, we just listed it this year. We started listing it this same year of 2025. So we started getting bookings from June. So these were among our first guests that booked with us. As you can see here, we had a first guest. No, actually, we had another guest. This one was the second. Yeah, we had a first guest in May. This one was just a test guest. Our friend, we asked him to book. But the real guests, they started coming in from the late June. You can see the occupancy is a bit higher. July also. Here, when we were blocking it is when we had bookings from booking.com. That's why I was blocking it. And then we had another guest here. We had another guest here. They stayed for quite some time, I would say 22nd up to 29th morning. And even this is a villa, it's a private villa, it has a pool. And you can see even the way people book, they book for a longevity. People like to stay in Paje at least minimum 3 days. Then we had bookings in August. We had someone who booked for 2 weeks straight. And then we had another guest that they booked here. For example, the August calendar was filled up. I can say in August, out of the 31 days, we only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only had 9 days out of the 31 days, which is like, I would say 60%. So the other 30% which was not booked. So the other 60% was fully booked. Then September, now we're on the 14th date. So we've had our booking for this lady. She just checked out recently. And then again, I think we have other guests, but I've not been informed because they're not from me. They checked out, so I didn't want to lock my calendar because I was not informed. But we had a guest who stayed for 2 nights somewhere in between. They're checking out today. So generally, if you check our Paje calendar, it's doing better, but also because also the type of home, this is a villa, it has a private pool. But again, for me, Paje has been one of the best places to do Airbnb because there are 2 reasons. The first one is because Paje is one of the 2 places in the world where you can do what is this water sport, the Europeans and Americans, actually Europeans, they love it so much. It's called water kite surfing. You can do kite surfing for a longer period of the year, because I think there are other places like New Zealand and other islands in Europe, in Australia, but it gets cold there, so you can only surf maybe 3 months of the year during the summertime or 4 months of the year. But here in Zanzibar, you can do kite surfing for up to 9 months, and also you can in Cape Town Blue Bay, you can also kite surf up to 6 months in a year. So the other 6 months it gets cold. So Paje actually has the longest wind span, longest span of the wind. Like the wind is always great anytime between those 9 months. So a lot of young people, hippies, they come to Paje and they want to stay in hotels around Paje, but the thing about Paje is that the beaches there are not the best like Nungwi. So hotels they went on the wave of Nungwi. I don't know if you're familiar with Zanzibar. Let me show you the Zanzibar map. So this is the map of, this is my favorite one. I like to use this one. So this is the map of Zanzibar. And you can see there are different attractions from I found around different areas. Oh wow. So you can see this is the map of Zanzibar. Stone Town is popular because there's an airport there. The first place where people land is at the Stone Town area. So there's the airport, there's Zanzibar ferry is located here in Stone Town. And there are a number of things to do. For example, the Stone Town area is a UNESCO World Heritage area where you can find the historical city which was built I think they say about 400 years ago by the Persians and the Arabs and all the people who came to colonize the island. And here is where Fumba town is, around here. And here is Kizimkazi, where our president actually comes from, and she's been doing a lot of promotion of the place. And in the future, they are thinking of building a bridge which will link Kizimkazi and Dar es Salaam. We are hoping maybe by the time Mama Samia's time ends in 2030, hopefully the bridge will have been completed. And here is Paje. Here they call it the East Coast, and here is Nungwi, they call it the North Coast. So the popular places in Zanzibar are Stone Town, Nungwi, where you have the best beaches, around there. Also, you have the starfish, you can see them here. And also around the Kiwengwa area, there are lots of Italians in this area. They also do a lot of water sports here. But Paje, they say, is the best for the kite surfing because the wind here is great. Also, people who come with private ships or jets, they also land here because they say what is in Swahili say kina cha maji ni kirefu. The large ships and what they can land here because the depth of the water is high, so it's possible to dock the large ships. Yes. So yes, Stone Town, the west coast, and then the east coast is the Paje popular area, Nungwi, and also Kizimkazi is where Mama Samia has been trying to promote it now, and because there's a dolphin there and what, so we are hoping it will also be very popular in the future. So these are also some of the reasons why when tourists basically come to Zanzibar, the three places where they come to, Stone Town, Paje, and Nungu. So if someone has a holiday or Americans, they call it, there's one continent they call it vacation, another continent they call it holiday. Yes, Europeans call it holiday, Americans call it vacation. So the difference between the two is that usually on holiday, people are, like you say, maybe during Christmas time, say holiday, everyone is on leave at work. But vacation is when specifically you ask for it at your place of work. And they say that Americans usually, depending on their labor laws, they don't have very long vacation. They don't get a very long vacation period. For example, most of the maximum they can get is 14 days. So when they take 14 days vacation, they come to Zanzibar, they split their time, maybe 3 days in Stone Town, 4-5 days in Nungwi. The other days they stay in Paje, maybe some other thing. Let me go to Jambiani because Paje beach is very, very busy. It's easy to just get everyone just touching, well, buy this, buy that. But Jambiani beach is very close to Paje, it's slower, it's calmer. So for those who are above 45, maybe they like to just lay by the pool or by the beach and to not have any disturbance, they come to Jambiani. So sometimes they want to have the extra days just to listen to what other people who are already there can advise them. Oh, go to Kiwengwa. For those who are Italians, the Spanish also, they come to Kiwengwa a lot because other Spaniards and Italians and their businesses, they are also located in these areas and hotels. But in Nungwi and Stone Town is where the wave of the hotels, they got it in very early. So there are lots of hotels in Nungwi and in Stone Town. Actually, someone who is sleeping in a hotel in Nungwi, they are a rich tourists. And most of them usually they come from Europe. You know, even some European countries are those who are middle, those who are poor, those who are rich. So mostly people who sleep at Nungwi, they're high-end market. So if you are doing an Airbnb in Nungwi, it's not easy to get your Airbnb to get booked, because Airbnb is for those who want to save. Okay, so those who are coming to Paje, they are the young people who are, they're full of energy. They want to do kite surfing. So most people who are above 50, unless they've been doing it, they've been kite surfing for a very long time in their life, they are still interested in it, then they will come to Paje. So the people who come to Paje for kite surfing, they're usually on a budget. So Paje is one of the best places to do Airbnb because of that factor. The hotels have not been building there they didn't catch the wave of the kite surfing until recently. I think according to the kite surfers, they say maybe some 10 years ago is when someone discovered, oh, you can kite surf in Paje, so then the hotels were already too late to start getting the acquiring, because hotels usually they acquire the plots which are directly on the beach. They don't acquire plots which are not on the beach, or maybe at least the second line from the beach. Other than that, you will not get any tourists. People come to Zanzibar for the beach. So if you're not on the first line or the second line of the beach, you can't operate a hotel. Okay, or unless you invest in the large water features like the Oasis pool, or which can be also expensive. So why instead just get a large plot of land in Paje to just be on the beach. Something else about Kizimkazi and Fumba. For those who would like to catch the wave, these are not exactly the worst places to invest in, I would say, but maybe in the next 5-10 years. Because, for example, the bridge here in Kizimkazi, we are hoping that it will be ready maybe in the next 5 years. Now it's 2025, so at least before Mama Samia leaves her presidency, should have completed the bridge. So the best place to do hotel or Airbnb, I would say, is Kizimkazi or Fumba Town. For now, for those who are looking to do Airbnb. Fumba Town also is a place where you would also need to wait a bit, because there are things which they were actually supposed to be already in place, but they're not yet there. Things like there were supposed to be more residents in the Fumba Town area. A lot of them have been delayed. The commissioning of their apartments in their homes. Also, I think some things have been sluggish. It's Africa. Sometimes they can overpromise, and then the government officials, or maybe themselves, the contractors and what, they are not up to par with the speed and what. But also, we are expecting a lot of good things. There's an American national basketball team that has recently signed a contract with Fumba Town to build the basketball court. They have also signed a contract with these what are these people with the contractors already. So anytime they're going to start the construction of this basketball court, which is going to be a big basketball, international standard basketball court. So whenever they have these NBA stars, NBA Africa tournaments and what, they can also be doing it in Zanzibar, which means it's going to be in Fumba Town. It's going to be inside the estate in Fumba Town. So I think it's going to bring in a lot of tourists. At the moment, if you are in Fumba Town, you can see on the other side there's a government building where they do like this international trade fair, and it's very popular. Every month they usually have a number of activities happening, except during the Ramadan period. So it has also been bringing a lot of tourists, a lot of Chinese people who come to showcase their products in the exhibitions, because every month they usually have something, at least 2 or 3 times a month, they usually have something going on. Their calendar is really busy, so it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing, and they usually have it busy during the time when it's the low season, during the from March up to June, and also during the October, November. I'm not sure about this October, maybe because of the elections, but they try to do the business activities during the low season so as to boost up the tourism / business travelers. Also, there is a big sports facility that's going to be built right on that same. And this is a facility which is just across the road from Fumba Town. Basically, if you're in Fumba Town, you can hear even the noises from the host, or maybe the MC who is maybe if there's maybe the president who's coming to see the booths and what, you can even hear the sirens just across the road. So it's just on the other side of the road. It's very close to us. And I think next to it is where they're going to build a big sports facility also, as we prepare for AFCON 2027. So it means these are facilities that are going to be in place next year. They've already started laying the groundwork. So by next year, hopefully, they are going to complete the construction, and in 2027, we're going to have the facility ready. So I would say Fumba Town, maybe 2-3 years, is going to be better, but now I wouldn't say it is the best place. So if you're willing to put your money and to start doing Airbnb, but to wait for something to happen, then it's a good thing. But otherwise, I would, if you're looking into getting frequent guests coming in, yes, people know Fumba Town, but it's not everyone. There are people who are booking to stay in Stone Town directly, because Fumba Town to Stone Town is some 25 minutes by drive time, you see. Oh, I haven't shown you the Stone Town listings. There is this one. This is one of the ladies who's doing really well. She's called the Bella. Of course, Stone Town will do well because Stone Town is already, UNESCO is already promoting it. It's a World Heritage city, so it's doing very well. You can see this is our September. And actually, this host was complaining to me today that, oh, I don't have any bookings and what? This lady, she was, I don't know why. Okay, anyway, this is her August, and this is her July. So these are apartments that are located at Mji. I don't know if you have heard of it. They were bought by different individuals. They are called the Mwanzo. Mwanzo, yes. They were bought from this Zanzibar Housing Corporation, ZHC. So these homes are really nice. They were built very well. It's only that the management has been a bit sluggish, but they have promised to step up their game this as we continue. But maybe just with the elections and what, everyone has been on hold, and because the property management company is a different one. They tendered this work from the advertisement that was given by ZHC. So the management is not ZHC themselves. They gave it to a private company. And the biggest issue with this management is the water. Water supply has been really, really, really troublesome. There's a pump which is supposed to be, there's a pump which I think has an item which is supposed to be bought or something, and then they have been sluggish a bit on that. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise, I think this is also one of the homes that we're doing really well with. There is another one here, but this lady, her reviews have not been so well. She's called Malaika Villa. She's also in Stone Town, but the problem with this lady is that she keeps mixing. She's doing Airbnb, Booking.com, and then she's also doing those people who are calling. So sometimes she has a lot of like her calendar management is crazy. So she has reviews that are not very well. And those reviews have contributed us to not getting bookings at all. Even at some point, we had to list the home all over again. So this month, I didn't see any activity on this home at all because of that. The interruption every time, blocking. So I didn't see any activity but the last season was really good. For example, the December one, we had a really good season. From December to February, we had a really good season. We had a really good season with this home. We had bookings. Let me check. This house is actually inside Stone Town. So sometimes it's about the reviews, it's about calendar mixing. So I get this trouble with a lot of people that we are hosting with. We host with 80. We host 80 homes right now. And out of those 80, 2 of them are our own, but the other 78, they are for our clients. So the biggest challenge I have with clients is they want to get their money back now, without focusing on the reviews and what. So that's the trouble with this listing that we have been having. But otherwise, I think the other lady, the one which is about 10 minutes from Stone Town, the one which I showed you before, she can be the best example because she has not been doing any other book platforms. Strictly, she does Airbnb only. Yeah. So I've shown you in Paje. Do I have another listing in Paje? I have something in Michambi, but Michambi is not doing very well. Michambi is like 10 minutes drive from Paje, but we haven't had any booking. Michambi is over, no, somewhere here at the north. So Michambi is very close to the Rock restaurant, but it's not doing very well. I wouldn't really want us to discuss because we've had only one booking for the December. So it's not we just listed it recently this July, so it's not been doing very well. I don't know. From my side, I've talked a lot. I've shown you the data. I've shown you what I know. And consider that I'm a super host. Most of my homes, for example, Bella, this lady who's hosting in Stone Town, she's a super host. I mean, she's a super host already, yes. She's also a guest favorite. The ones in Fumba Town, those two homes I showed you, they're the guest favorite, and they're not, it's not all that, but in the next 2-3 years, things will be good. So I'm not discouraging, but I want to give you the real picture of what is actually happening, so you can decide based on the true data and not, Fumba Town, there's lots of guests coming. Yeah, but the numbers and the bad thing, which not bad entirely, but yes, you can get the offline bookings, but you need to have systems in place because sometimes, for lack of better word, Tanzanians are thieves. They will steal from you. If you don't have, you can't put a camera out there, but at least you can put a video doorbell that you can see. And this is what I do with most of my clients. So some of the clients that we work with them in a period of 3 months. I help them to set up systems in place. I help them to be able to understand, how they can be able to operate an Airbnb when they are far away, and then we are done. When we are done after 3 months, I just commission everything to them. They continue themselves. So the thing I tell most people who are not living in Dar, make sure you have a video doorbell to be able to see a guest who is checked in, who is here, who is checked out, who is this person, I don't know who, those kind of things. Because the moment you start to receive the guests from the taxi drivers and all these people from Fumba Town, also the people from Fumba Town, some of them, they are not Tanzanians, but they adapt this Tanzanian way of life. Then they start to also, get your cleaners to start to steal from you. Oh, I have a guest, but don't tell her. I have a guest here, but they have 90,000 only. Can you do? Your home is 250,000 a month, $100, let's say, per night. Then someone says they have $40. Oh, okay, don't worry, I won't tell her. So those kind of things. Yes, they will clean with their wash machine, which is going to use your water, your electricity, your detergents. The cleaners, you're probably going to be paying her every week, every month. So things like this that they can, in a way, deter you from. So you need to be able to get bookings directly from the platform so that you can, yes, let's say the cleaner has, they have done their business. Then you say, I have my guest coming on this day. So then they know, this one always has the guest coming, so I should leave the home vacant because they have and they don't even know where you get the guest from. So these are my observations from. It's easier if you have video doorbell, if you have a lockbox, which is available there. If you have, if you get bookings directly from Booking.com, from Airbnb, so you have control of your guest. And I don't give my cleaners the whole calendar's month. I just tell them 2 or 1 day before that there's a guest coming tomorrow. There's a guest, so they don't know when a guest is coming, so that they can also plan to steal the nights, from me. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. If there are questions, you can ask me. I've been speaking a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with me, I have a question. Huh?
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So how do you guys handle marketing, sort of by marketing, I mean from content creation to advertising?
We don't do that. I don't do Instagram. I don't do Facebook. I don't do TikTok. I don't do anything. That is going to subject you to stealing. People are going to steal from you unless you have systems in place. But sometimes it's not very easy if you're not there, unless you are there yourself. But I don't do any marketing apart from Airbnb. What I focus on is I'm a super host, so my homes are always booked. Being a super host, it means your homes are visible. Airbnb is a marketing tool by itself. You're not supposed to be depending on any other tool apart from Airbnb. Unless, if you tell me, there are some people who do Instagram, and then they put the link on the Instagram. They don't put the contacts. So they put the link so that people can click on that link to book directly. That is fine. Or there are people who do website marketing. They have their own website and people book them directly. That is also fine. But for us, we don't do any kind of marketing apart from Airbnb itself. So we just focus that our homes are guest favorites, so that our homes can be visible, meaning they can be seen on the top page of Airbnb, and focusing on being a super host for me and also for the host that I'm hosting with. Because usually for me, my hosts, they're the ones who put the home on Airbnb and then they add me as a co-host. I don't like to list homes on my account because it's not my home, it's their home. Yeah, so for us, we don't do any kind of marketing except focusing on becoming guest favorite and super host. So if I'm working with a host and we don't have great reviews, I have to drop them because we don't do any other type of marketing. And also sometimes let's say we are doing marketing for this client. What happens with some of our clients is they don't pay us. A guest comes, they pay them, and then they're like, oh, I used a lot of money, so we don't entertain any kind of payment outside Airbnb because it's sometimes hard to get our money back. Then we start to negotiate with them as if we are the agent. While we're doing mostly for some of them we're doing virtual hosting. So we make sure that your home is visible enough. There's a lot of work which goes behind it. We have to ask people to wish list on a number of Facebook groups. I have a team of people who are always asking people to wish list their home every day, because wish list lasts for 30 days only. So if you're asking people to wish list, it has to be a constant work. You have to share some of the links. We share them on Pinterest, which is, a lot of people don't know this, but Pinterest is one of the largest. If you want your SEO, your link to move across Google easily, Pinterest is one of the best ways to do that. So we don't do any other marketing of this calling. Oh, I saw your home on Airbnb. Can I list it? No. We only strictly market the link to be clicked by many people so that you can be high up on the search ranking. But I think other ways that you can market your home is, for me, I think Google, meaning people click your link directly on Airbnb, or websites so that they can book you directly through your own website that is customized for you. Or I don't know, this Facebook and Instagram, people starting to call you, they lie. Oh, I'm coming, they don't come. You block the calendar, they don't show up. They show up, they have less money. They come, you told them my house is $90 per month. They come, they say, oh, we have $50 a month. And you've been waiting for them. You've been cleaning, you've been doing all these operations, waiting for them. So I don't like to do Facebook and Instagram because it creates room for a lot of things. Sometimes the guests can arrive and the cleaner has another thing, they have another side activity. No, this house is not the best. Let me take you to another one. Imagine you're the one who marketed the home. They saw the home, they didn't like it because they say that we're going to pay on arrival. So on arrival, the cleaner already is familiar with the Fumba town area. They know a number of houses. They say, oh, no, let me take you to another house. This one, if you don't like it, let me take you to another house. You've been doing all the marketing. So I don't like to entertain payment outside Airbnb or booking.com because I don't want someone else to be paid the money and not me.
Okay.
That's also important. You have to, unless you are living there, so you are the ones who are doing the operations and what. So because I also didn't get the background, are you going to be living there or you're going to be managing it from far away?
We far away remotely, so that's actually, yeah, I like that you mentioned all that, which we were not, we had not put that into consideration. So yeah, that's really helpful. Yeah, because operating remotely is quite tough, especially when it's on the ground. You don't know what's going to, so you can be left wondering what happened to my client. Somebody told them.
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's best if your home is just vacant, but the moment you have control of, the person has paid before they arrive, and you have assurance that they are coming because they paid, so they are also committed. It's easier for you even to know what to do. And also, if a guest books online, it also keeps us in check. The good thing I tell people about Airbnb is that I'm always under stress because of the reviews. So every time I want the homes to be up to par, so the reviews can be nice. Yes, once in a while, there are some crazy people, they will review you some things, you will not be happy. But at the end of the day, what matters is a good host is a good host. When someone goes through your account, they see the reviews, they will see the bad ones, they will see the good ones, but someone goes through your 30 reviews, then they start to check, okay, there are some 4 people who reviewed her badly, but there are some 26 people who reviewed her well. So say, okay, maybe she's not a bad host, Also, they check the reviews for the particular house. Because I can tell you, some of the homes, they are really nice. Like this Paje villa. It's a really nice villa. But I'm struggling with it on the operation side. What is really, really making me struggle a lot is the operations. It's a new home for me. Let me dig it. Let me show you we have 7 reviews. Oh my God. But of the 7 reviews, 3 of them are not very good reviews. And there's one review I'm waiting. I don't know. I haven't interacted much with this host. I'm sorry, with this guest. But to be honest, I'm always on my toes with this house because of no one ever mentions the house is bad or it was what. Everything that is spoken about here is about the service. Like you can see the communication, the defects in the house. This was our first review, so we fixed this. The entrance of the door is broken, it's not being repaired. No breakfast advertised. The breakfast was provided, but I don't know, for some reason. I don't even know what happened. Maybe they didn't show them it's in the fridge or what. It's everything which is being talked about here is about the service. We were picked up late with transfers. This is about the driver now. We waited over 40 minutes. The host was in sight. This is a manager who's there fully. The host who was in sight was very unclear and complaints were lax. For example, the first day was not told the hot water to me. It's just everything is complained about the house, the service, not even about the house. So some of these things, yes, the broken door and what, we were able to fix them. Then you can see with the second review, which was also bad, the lady was also complaining about something about the breakfast. You give them the money, you them buy the breakfast, this amount, then they buy the less amount. The service again offered breakfast, return transport, disappointing, breakfast. Someone is talking about breakfast for 4 lines just about breakfast, So if you're managing from far, it can be really hard. It can be really, really hard. So most of my reviews, you find them that they will talk about the service. And particularly for this home in Paje, we are struggling with it because of the service. The service is really letting us down. And I'm not there fully because I also, particularly, when I'm in Zanzibar, I live in Fumba town. So it's easier for me to manage these operations happening in Fumba town. But for Paje, I have to go there by bus because I don't have a car there in Zanzibar yet. So I have to go there by bus. It takes me time. I can't supervise everything. So the service, sometimes it can really, really put off the clients, you see. No, this one was talking about the cleaning. Several aspects were neglected. The stay was unfortunately not enjoyable. So it's just, most of these, they are just stories about the house, this, the house that, the house, the service, mostly the service, which you are not there. You can't really supervise everything, so sometimes it can be really tricky. But the good thing with Fumba Town is there are people that, if you are familiar with them, for example, Dr. Washington, I know he's usually mostly available in Fumba Town. So if there's anything, you can always ask him to keep an eye on this and that. Of course, he's going to be your landlord, I know. But then you can, it's not very easy to task him with those kind of items, those kind of things. But there are security guards there. If you get their contacts, it's easy for you to talk to them like, hey, can you please keep an eye? Or maybe if you need like some caretakers and whatnot, it's also possible to keep in contact with people here and there. I usually use the security guards a lot. Also, the people who work at TOC, the young guys who are always doing the masonry and what, I also talk to some of them. I have their contacts. So whenever I send them something, can you do this for me? I also send them some amounts, so that they can also be comfortable to do my work here and there. So there's also the good things about Fumba Town. But for Paje, I don't have that because I don't live there. So I don't know anyone else apart from the people that I've hired there, the cleaner and the manager. So yes.
Yeah, so okay, we really appreciate for this info. And
Yes.
my wife and I were there was it last year?
No, this year.
Oh yeah, it was this year. I wish we had your information earlier. We'd have met you in person. At least we'd have have conversation at length.
Okay.
Because we were in Stone Town, right? Yeah, we are.
We came there, we were in Stone Town, then we went to Kumba Town, and then now we left. Yeah. So maybe a few questions. So you say that for co-hosting services, you charge 15% for online only. So that is if you co-host on our Airbnb, you will be taking 15%, right?
Yes. Did Dr. Washington send you my those I don't know, those PowerPoints that I usually send? Did he send you those?
No, he didn't.
Okay, so we usually co-host at anywhere between 15 to 10%, depending on the activity. So, for example, some of the hosts, they can say, oh, for example, like here, I heard that you like to do marketing and what. So for us with the marketing, we just promote the link. We don't promote like, the calls and what. No, we don't do. We only promote for the link to be clicked on, because according to the SEO of Airbnb, the more people click your link, it signals that people are guests are interested in your home, and people, when they spend time on your link, it's a good thing. So we promote your link. We do it on our own Facebook account. On our own Facebook account, where we post it on a number of Facebook groups. We also do on Pinterest. We don't do Instagram because Instagram is if someone will just DM you, I saw this home, where is it? So Instagram is not it does not really promote someone to click the link. It's not very easy. So Facebook and LinkedIn is one of our best ways to promote the link, to make sure that you are getting enough bookings. Otherwise, yeah. So if we're doing the marketing also for you on that part, we also we do the 15%. But if we're only doing the virtual hosting, managing the contacts, managing the communication on the DMs and what. But of course, if you're hosting with me, because my account is a super host, so automatically your home is going to be visible enough to more people, because you're going to be co-hosting with the super host. So some people, they just say, oh, I don't need the marketing. Let's just focus on Airbnb. As long as we've done everything right, the photos, the description, it shouldn't be much of a big deal. It shouldn't be much of a big deal to do the marketing and what. And for us, we also have a program where we can just onboard you the first 3 months, and then when you are good to go, you're a super host, you just continue it, because they are not hard. They're not hard things. They are not hard things at all here.
Again, how much the 3-month package is?
So with the 3-month package, we usually charge a setting up fee of 300,000, and then we co-host with you for a period of 3 months. Of course, sometimes it takes longer. For example, we can start to set up the Airbnb. Maybe it can take us 1 month, 2 months, but then we don't count that as we have started the coaching already. We start the coaching where we have already started to list it on Airbnb. And the best time to list on Airbnb is any time except the low season, because during the low season, let me show you something. During the low season, what happens is that, let me show you. Nowadays it's very hard to see that item of Superhost. I don't know why. So during the low season, what happens is that, of course, we'll have lower bookings. So it's not easy to attain the superhost status, because superhost on Airbnb, there are 4 criteria that are required. The first criteria is that of we're supposed to have at least 10 stays, meaning 10 people have booked you. And then the second criteria is the The response rate, yes, here it is. At least 10 reservations or 3 reservations totaling at least 100 nights within a review period. So it's easy, of course, to get 10 reservations as compared to getting 3 people who will book you for a total night of 100 nights. It means at least 1 or 2 of them should stay for a period of 1 month, 2 months. So it's easier to get 10 people to book you during a period of 3 months. Also, to maintain a response rate of 90%. Also, to keep a cancellation rate of less than 1%. Also, to achieve a rating of 4.8 or higher overall rating. So this is what is required for you to become a superhost. And when it's a low season, it can be hard to get the 10 reservations. It can be really difficult to get the 10 reservations. And so, yeah, most times when you are already a superhost, even for yourself, it's not very hard to. So the best time is anywhere, any time of the month, except for if you're in Zanzibar, March, April, May may not be the best time to start Airbnb because the bookings will be slow. Yeah. Yeah.
So how about for people who already have an Airbnb account? For instance, I opened an account for hosting. Yeah, but I was trying to do it in like a broker, but it didn't work out because I was listing. It's like I was doing double listing for somebody's Airbnb that already exists. So it's like I'm listing on my site, but with a different price. But I never got anyone, clicking on it or anything. But it's also because I didn't really do much. I just listed and left it there. So in such a case, is it still the same 300 TZ shillings, or could it be less?
Okay, so when you say setting up, we mean not just the online. We mean also the okay, is the apartment furnished?
Yes. Okay. For Dr. Washington, yes, it is. It's furnished, so it has everything. There's a key box. There's the TV is there. The bed, everything I believe is there. Maybe what we need to add is some extra bedding and some utensils, if I'm not wrong. But apart from that, everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
I can discount you because you've already paid for this session. I can discount you to 200,000 because also the home is I would say furnished, but there's some few things here and there. We have to add them. For example, I don't know if there is a mirror in the house. I don't know if there is a working station. I also don't know like how if we're going to get the cleaner. Maybe I will assist you on that. So I usually count it as my time because also sometimes there are some things, for example, I have to be there to supervise them to like make sure that they are in the house, everything is in place. And I will not say, I spent money, I came from town, I went there, pay me. I don't like to usually tell someone to pay me that small money because I usually think that we have already engaged. So that's like a commitment fee. Like, oh, they're committed already. Because sometimes in the past, I used to say, no, we don't charge any fee. We only do 10%. So you can find that you share with someone, oh, this one, let's buy it from this one. This one, we usually buy it from here. Then everything is ready. They're like, oh, Judith, I got a tenant. I want to rent it out freely. Then it becomes now, okay, I've already spent my time, my energy. I gave you my contacts. I showed you where to buy what. So now how do I get compensated for that, So we charge that for the time we use, also for the like buy this from here, or let's buy this from here, or maybe there's this last minute thing. What do you think? Or maybe there's something we're not in Zanzibar and they need someone to like check if it's the correct item we bought. So I can't say, oh, okay, but then pay for me my tickets to Zanzibar. I can't usually tell you that, so I just have to say, oh, okay, don't worry, I'm here in Zanzibar, don't worry. Or maybe it's my caretaker is there. I'll ask them to be there to check out whatever is happening. So it's like a fee for the entire time. Now we're going to help you with the setting up, but I can discount you to 200,000 because also you have already paid for this appointment, and also because the place is fully furnished, although I know there are some things we still need to add them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know you said that Kumba Town, yeah, it's there. It's starting to pick up, but probably in the next few years, then will it be like at its peak? So if, for instance, just to assume, if we had not yet had maybe list or done a toilet with Mr. Washington, what area would you recommend for a beginner in Zanzibar?
For me, I would recommend you this place at Kwamchina. This place I was showing you close to Stone Town, because yes, Stone Town is a best area. But the problem with Stone Town is that the homes there you get. I also wanted at some point to get a home there, but the problem is that you get a house which is completely run down. So you have to basically like you are doing construction. Which that one for anyone who's an investor, unless you are maybe already settled there in Zanzibar already, you need to be there to supervise the construction. But Stone Town is not very easy to find a house that is like just furnish it and start. You have to do a lot of renovation. But for these houses at Kwamchina Mwanzo, they had an issue with the water. Although I've seen like 2 weeks now, there has not been any issue as such. Actually, even yesterday, I saw someone had reviewed us very well for this home. Bella Love home. Yes. I saw someone who had reviewed us very, very well. So I don't think there's a water issue anymore. I don't think it's there. I don't think it's there. So for me, that's what I would advise. But I don't want to look like I'm trying to take away Dr. Washington's clients, but because what I know for sure is that Fumba Town in the long run, the next 2-3 years is a good place. That one I know for sure. Yeah, that one I'm certain of. I know it's this is a guy who checked out on 13th just yesterday, and he gave us a 5-star, I think. Yeah, he gave us a 5-star. Yeah, so there was no any issues with him. So the water issue is solved already. There used to be a water issue severely in the past 2 months. I think one guest we had an issue with them. They gave us a 1-star. Yeah, this guy Abudi gave us a 5-star, so there's no issue. So, but maybe I can say Fumba Town is easier in terms of the management and what people there already. So sometimes it's not just about let's get a place and which is the most lucrative one. You can get a really nice place, but the service, like the one this house in Paje, it's a house that is making me a lot of money. But the reviews are not good, and now we have to list it again. We have to take photos again to list it again because the service is not up to par. So you have to strike a balance. So I think Fumba Town can be a good place where you can start and like earn your points, become a super host, get a guest favorite badge for this home, and then later on you can say, oh, okay, let's add another one, because having a home in Fumba Town and having a home in Stone Town, it can give you, well, it's almost 25 minutes, yes, but in the future, they are going to be the next 2 to 3 years. Someone will be interested to stay in Stone Town because to see the historical area, and then they want to stay in Fumba Town because of there's a festival happening. There's the basketball court. There's a sports center. They're coming there for the exhibit. So the purpose of coming to Fumba Town will be different as compared to now. People, they come to Fumba Town basically because they missed maybe an Airbnb around Stone Town, or they know the place. Some of them, they know the place, or maybe they just want, some of them, they start to Google and say, oh, I see it's a gated compound. I want a place which is safe and secure. Fumba Town also has that as compared to Stone Town is not unsafe, but people usually have the idea that it's Africa, so you never know. But Stone Town, all the city in Stone Town area, there are lots of cameras there. You cannot steal anyone's item without being seen. So guests still don't know that. So many of them sometimes they can, oh no, I want a gated compound, I want a hotel which has security and what. So Puma Town is good, so because you can manage the service, you are able to follow up. So it's the best place to start with, I can say, before you go to another place. Where the second place I could recommend you is these houses at ZHC kwa Mchina. I don't know if I can see them. ZHC kwa Mchina. They are built by the government's corporation, yes. I don't know if there's a picture of like the real ones. There was one in the past, but yeah, this is how it looks like. But now there's already some greenery and what, so it has really, really changed. It's not the same. Maybe let me go to this. I just want to show you how it looks from outside. Maybe you passed through it, but maybe you were not. You are just not familiar with the place. Yeah. Lovely home. So for me, I think this one will be the second. I will actually be the first for me, but because you are already Fumba Town is easier to manage. And the service is also something very, very important when dealing with clients. I think it's just this one. This lady furnished it very, very well. She tried her. Yes, this is a picture of the outside, how it looks like. They are just on the tarmac road, 10 minutes from airport, from 5 minutes to Stone Town, 10 minutes to 5 minutes to Zanzibar ferry also. Yeah, they are very comfortable. One room, there are 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. The 2 bedrooms, one is a suite, the other one is a normal one. Yeah, they're owned by different people who bought them separately. So this one could also be very ideal for you to operate an Airbnb. I'll send you the links of all these Airbnbs that we spoke about, so you can also keep referring to them in future also. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, in Zanzibar, what normally performs well between studio, 1-bedroom, villas? Is it all or just according to your experience? What do you think performs well?
Honestly, it depends, but
Yeah.
I usually like to answer that based also on data. So something else which I've been very fond of recently is the Facebook groups in Zanzibar have also been one of my favorite places to dwell on and to check out what tourists are asking. Because usually when tourists are coming to Africa, they go to Quora, Reddit, they ask questions, they start to read. Our people from other continents have a feedback culture. They do a lot of reading and they give feedback. For example, today I read someone giving a feedback. Oh, I was just in Zanzibar recently. I went here. So other people can also refer to those. So between, I don't know, between 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms and villas, it really much depends on where and also the type of guest you are targeting. Because you can't say we are doing Airbnb for everyone. Zanzibar, there are different kinds of people who come to the island. There are people who are large groups nowadays there is the rise of people who are creating these wellness or vacation retreats for different people. So maybe someone can organize for 20 people, maybe from America or from Europe or from Asia, or also from other parts of Africa. So for 20 ladies who don't even know each other, they just pay a travel influencer to come to Zanzibar and to come and explore. So those people usually they want to stay in the same place, or they want to stay at least in a maybe a hotel or a villa, one villa, or a place like Fumba Town, for example. I also know a number of American ladies that do this kind of activities. So these large groups are listed from 10 to 20 to 50. Also, there are also couples and honeymooners who come to Zanzibar. Some of them, they are locals. They come from mainland. They come to Zanzibar to enjoy. Other people, they come from other East African countries. They come from South Africa, from Ghana. Yes, West Africans are also pretty much interested in Zanzibar nowadays. So couples and honeymooners, also other people from other continents. So for these ones, of course, they want the studios or one bedroom at least. And they also prefer maybe a place with a pool. They also prefer a place with beach access easily. Okay. But there are also other groups of families of 4, I would say 4 to maximum 6. Yeah, maximum 4 to 6. So this one they prefer usually a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. And you find it's a single family or it's a family of maximum maybe 2 families, or it can be a simple extended family. Maybe they also have their mom-in-law, maybe their mother in the group. So this also it's a different kind of market for them. They would also like maybe to travel together in one taxi. So remember, the ones with the large groups, they have like an influencer or someone who's organizing the trip, who has organized all these things for them, has organized the hotel, has organized the trip, the taxis and everything. But for these families, when they come, sometimes they don't have anyone they can ask. So they can ask you, maybe, hey, we are looking for a taxi driver. So you can recommend them a taxi driver that you know, or you can refer them to people that you know. But also, there are also these people who also come to Zanzibar, the backpackers or the hippies. And there are a lot of them, but usually these ones, they go to booking.com because there are a number of discounts there. Also, Airbnb, if you are, Airbnb is a budget, Airbnb, they also come. So for example, Fumba Town studios, they go for anywhere between $38, $40, sometimes $55, $50, depending on the high, low season. Up to some people, they charge even $55, which I'm not sure exactly why, but I think for me, the fair price is $45, unless you are offering maybe, I don't know, breakfast or what. So, sorry?
45 for studio, right?
Yes, 45 for studio. For 1 bedroom, up to 60 is fine for a 1 bedroom. But for studio, 40, 45, maybe high season, you can reach 50, maybe, or 48, around there. But some people, they charge up to $55. I'm looking for some people who usually post a number of things to show people, oh, I'm just in Zanzibar. I don't know if I was able to see those posts, because I'm just seeing people who are marketing their products. I wanted actually to see the guests who are giving their experience. So there are different types of groups, and you need to be able to know what kind of group you are targeting. So for a studio, ideally you target the backpackers, the people who are on a budget traveling. So budget travelers, sometimes they would also like to spend, for example, they want to, maybe they stay in a hostel in Nungwi, a hostel in Stone Town, but in Fumba Town, because the rates are not as high as other places, they can stay in a studio apartment or in a 1-bedroom, also honeymooners. So ideally, your guests are of those nature. But I will be honest with you, many people usually come in Zanzibar in larger groups, but in certain areas. So if you are, for example, in Paje, if you're, for example, in Nungwi, if you're, for example, in Stone Town, if you get a studio, a 1-bedroom, it's not ideal for you. So for Nungwi, Stone Town, Paje, it's best you get at least a 2-bedroom up to 4-bedroom with a pool is even better. So Stone Town is not necessary to have a pool because people come to Stone Town not because of the beach. The beach there is already crowded by the hotels and what. People come there for the historical city. So for Nungu and Paje specifically, it's best to have a house with a pool or close to, not maximum 5 minutes, not more than 5 minutes from the beach is the best options for Nungu, and for Paje at least 2-3 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms. But for Fumba Town, I don't know many people who usually get bookings on their 3 bedrooms, unless, I don't know if did you see the apartments that are facing the sea? They call them, I don't know, the seafront apartments, the villas. Did you see those ones?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw them.
Yes. Maybe let me also. So those ones, those ones usually they get bookings, but I think most of them they do direct bookings for people who are doing maybe some parties or what. I've noticed that a number of people who are doing Airbnb in Fumba Town, they mix different avenues. They do the offline booking, they do the Instagram, Facebook, the taxi drivers. They do Facebook, they do they do booking.com, Instagram. So many people usually mix there in Fumba Town, which I think is also okay if they want to maximize, maybe also because they're based there and what. But if you're not there, it can be a bit tricky for you to. And if you give it to someone else at home, you say, "Oh, it's okay." Even if you find me guests, it can be a bit tricky. But for Fumba Town, yeah, I think those apartments that are there, because they have a private pool, so for them it's easier to get the bookings of large groups, even for the ones that are coming through taxi drivers and the offline bookings. Sometimes even the security guards can just call you and say, "Hey, you have an apartment, you have a," and things like those. But I'm not a fan of that a lot. Yeah, so based on how Fumba Town is, I think you are already familiar. Sorry, this is just an ad. I think you can already, you might be already familiar with the place. So those seafront apartments, yeah, the ones located here. Yes, these ones over facing the sea, they are the ones that are, it's easier to get your bookings that are usually, is it these ones? I don't think they were constructed by the time, I don't think they were constructed by the time this video was taken. These are just the normal apartments.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think they're not the ones. And sometimes people confuse Fumba Uptown with Fumba Town. I don't know. I don't know if you. I don't know if you. Yes, this is.
That means there's two Fumba, Fumba Uptown and Fumba.
Yes, like this one. This one is not Fumba Town. This one is Fumba Uptown. This one, but then they wrote Fumba Town, which is wrong. So I don't know if we'll be able to see. I don't know if we'll be able to find a video that shows the whole of that city in a very beautiful way. Maybe CPS themselves will have a better video. Yeah, these ones, these are the ones I was talking about. These ones. So it's easier to get bookings because these apartments, these villas have their own private pool. So it's easier for one to get the bookings of people who are coming for these activities like parties, like birthdays and things like that. But the smaller the better for Fumba Town. It's easier to get the bookings from individuals who are coming as backpackers, who are coming as honeymooners. They enjoy the quiet area, they enjoy the pool access, the beach access, which is usually very quiet. There is not much. If they have kids, there is a place their kids can play. So yeah, this is my opinion, but I think also the more you do, you will also start to understand the opportunities where there is a gap, and how you can also maybe do better. But having different types of units is better, is the best option. But for us, 2 bedrooms have not been doing very well. Actually, sometimes we used to get people who used to ask us after they book, then they ask to stay for long term offline. Then we, because the owners, they want the long term money, so then they do a business with them offline. So sometimes it happens like that. Someone is here for a 3 months program. They book for some few days, they like it, then they start to speak with you. Oh, you know, I want you to stay for a long time. Can you give me a good rate? And things like that. Yeah. Yeah. These are the townhouses, also very, very nice. The townhouses. Sorry, can I ask, is the unit that Dr. Washington is renting to you, is it an apartment or is it a townhouse?
It's an apartment, studio.
Okay. Still, it has access to the beach, has access to the pool, so it shouldn't be much of a big deal. These are the ones I was talking about. They call them, I think, the seafront or something, where each one of them have a private pool. Yeah. 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 Yes, I remember. I think you had another question. Did I answer your question very well?
Yeah, at least I have an idea. So you say for 2 to 4 bedroom, it's best if you would set them up for Nungui and Paje, maybe Stone Town, then Kumba Town. It's here and there, so
Yeah.
you can do studio 1 bedroom, but 2 bedrooms not so well in Kumba Town.
Especially for it's well for the ones that are private.
Oh, yeah,
Private. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that studio is not doing so well. Maybe I didn't hear that very well.
2 bedroom.
2 bedroom is
2 bedroom in Kumba.
It's not doing
Yes.
well.
Yeah, the one that you say maybe not doing so well.
Yes, it's
But
true.
but studio and 1 bedrooms are doing okay. And
Yes.
villas.
Yes, and the villas, yes, the villas are also doing really nice. I think because they have a private pool, so it's easier for them to get bookings. And also they are facing the sea directly. There's no obstruction on this part of the town. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. So yeah, I think that's all that I had for my questions.
Okay.
Any questions? No. Maybe we'll for the future, maybe we'll engage more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just one thing. Usually I advise my clients, make sure that the rent you are paying, at least you are able to cover it. Let's say if the first 10, maximum at least 11. If it crosses 11 days, so a month has 30 days, at least with the first 10 days, the rate that you have, for example, with the studio, we can calculate a rate of, say, 45. 45 is the best rate you can have. So at least with the first 10 days, 45 times 10 is 450. So at least in the first 10 days, you are able to pay the rate to say. I know homeowners, sometimes they can say, oh, I pay a lot of money, but now it also have to reflect also with the true nature of the business there and what. And sometimes in the future, maybe you can improve other things. For example, if you have guests that have checked in your place, you can offer them things like maybe breakfast at $5. They're willing to pay for them. Usually they don't mind a lot. Or even if you say breakfast at $3, at $5, just get them from the cafe there. You just have their contacts, you coordinate them that the guest has bought breakfast. Of course, if you're not there, it means the cleaner, the all these people, they have to coordinate. Or unless you charge them directly on Airbnb, which is the best option. So if they pay maybe $5, then you buy for them there. I think the minimum breakfast there is 10,000. So just tell them breakfast includes this, or you can charge them like a full meal per day if you want full meal. Maybe they pay $30 or $40. They get morning, afternoon, and evening. And for you, just do the math. At least if you get $10 extra, it's not a very bad deal. You can also include things like, but now this one is a bit capital intensive. But I think a motorcycle is even, a bicycle and motorcycle, they call them Vespa there in Zanzibar, they call them. So you can have that also, and you can rent it out to the guests. Can also be an extra income. Something else. Sorry.
No, we saw some people renting out bicycles at the front gate in Kumba Town.
Yes, there's a guy who's renting out, but you can, instead of giving the money to someone else, you can have one stationed inside yes, you can have one stationed inside the unit. So if the guest wants to use it, then they pay for it. Maybe $10 per day or $5 per day. I think a bicycle is much easier.
Yeah.
Having a bicycle, yeah. Also things like pocket Wi-Fi. You can have a pocket Wi-Fi. Yes, you have the Wi-Fi at the place, but you also have a pocket Wi-Fi for the unit. For example, if they are going away, far away, and they don't have a SIM card, if you let them know before, so they will know this and they will not buy the SIM card. You can also charge them per day maybe $5. And they're willing to pay, usually a guest trusts more the person who is hosting them than the other people they meet on the road, like the drivers, the beach boys, and what. They trust more someone who is housing them than other people that they meet them there. Yeah.
Another question.
Yes.
We're not very familiar with how electricity bills and water bills are normally paid there. So Mr. Washington was telling us that guests, for example, guests who come for long-term stay, they're the ones who get to pay for electricity and water. But what is it the same as short-term stay? For example, if somebody is staying for 2 days and electricity, maybe electricity is depleted within maybe the first day, is the guest responsible or are we responsible for paying the electricity?
Okay, so I'm going to send you a document for the operations and what, but also I'm going to answer your question. It's a very valid question. With electricity, and actually with Airbnb, you just have to state to the guests what they are going to expect. So there is a place, usually I put this message. I usually put it in the place, it's called the pre-booking message. Pre-booking message. So for me, I put electricity for them, but I tell them that we calculate electricity per day is 5,000 per AC, because the most electricity consuming electricity consuming items in the Airbnb will be the heater, the wash machine, the AC, the heater, the wash machine not really, because they have to turn it on and off, and I don't think they'll leave the wash machine on all the time. And maybe the iron, but the AC is the one that is going to be used mostly because they're going to be feeling hot. So for example, this home that we are hosting, we have something called the pre-booking message. So this is a message. If you write this on the description, some of them, they will understand it wrongly. So, but if you write it on the pre-booking, is just before they book, they read this message. Electrical units. We provide 20,000 worth of electricity lasting 3 to 4 days. Based on usage, additional units should be purchased as needed. We require you to sign in a check-in form. So just let them know whatever you want them to do before they book, so they can prepare themselves. So different hosts have different modalities. Some people, they say, oh, I just give them 50,000. If they finish it, it's over. Some people like me, for example, I calculate 5,000 per day. So electricity worth 5,000 per day, it means that if you are staying for 5 days, I give you 25,000. If it's over, it's over. if you are staying in a studio, it means you only have one AC. If maybe say one bedroom, you have two, the sitting room and the bedroom. If you have two bedroom, it means that you have three ACs. So depending on how you're going to, but if you say you're going to put electricity for a guest, or if you don't state how the electricity is going to be charged, it's going to be an issue to your guest. They might complain it even in the review, and it might not look very well, because most of these guests, I don't think they understand that electricity is a bit expensive. Actually, electricity and internet is very expensive here in Africa. So these are costs that you don't want them to be on your side. And because Zanzibar and Arusha is hot, sorry, Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam is hot, they are going to be turning on the AC the entire time, and they will not really care. So the best thing to do is just to communicate with them before, because for most of these people, they usually get a loan for the vacation. So some of these things I didn't know, that the way Africans we are, and our, I don't know, maybe even Tanzanians and Kenyans, we can be different. But the way, for example, if I'm traveling, maybe if we're going to our hometown in Kilimanjaro, or I don't know, maybe there's a death in the family, so someone will be traveling the body for burial or what. But we don't have like this travel budgets, this travel craze. Every year have to go somewhere. Africans, we don't do that a lot. Of course, I know, yes, there's a change, there's a shift in change now with the young people and all that. But I mean, my extra income, maybe I'll just support my family members or invest it somewhere, because maybe my parents didn't do that, so I have to invest for my future my future generation and things like that. But for these Asians, Americans, Europeans, even Asians, yes, they're just traveling every now and then. So some of them, they get loans to travel, and then they pay it back when they go to work. They pay back the loan. So they need to calculate to the last cent how much they're going to use. So if it's going to be like an extra $100 bill. It means maybe they have to eat at a cheaper place some days. Some of these last days, they have to eat at a place which is very, very cheap, which will compromise their health and what, because they didn't factor in the aspect of electricity. But if you let them know, they get the exact amount of loan that is required for them to be able to pay for all this electricity, the taxes. That's why they have to read online for everything that they need to have before they come to Africa, because they're getting loan. They don't just, or maybe they have to save the money for a very long time. They don't get this money from like the way people here in Africa, they can embezzle funds in the government. They just get like money just drops in your, that kind of money is not available to them. They have to loan this, they get this money from a loan. So they need to know to the last final bit, how much am I going to spend? Yes, they have the emergency fee, but it should not be like maybe above $1,000, above $1,000, or above $500. So if you let them know before, they will factor this into their stay. If you don't let them know before, they will be angry at you because they have already thought about everything. They thought the electricity is going to be on your side and you didn't tell them, and it's going to be an issue on they're going to write in the review, they're going to give you a 2-star for it's a very minor, or a 1-star for a very minor issue like electricity. So with the electricity, that's how usually many people they do. They just put a few units. If they have read the pre-booking on the details. Many people, they don't read the details here on the description. Many people, they don't read, and sometimes most of the hosts, they write a lot of stories here on the description. So it's not easy for someone to read everything. Someone has written stories about, here they've put a lot of emojis, a lot of stars. So it's not easy for someone. But the pre-booking message, usually when the guests select a home, and then they want to book the place, so they will be moved to another interface where they're going to put their card. If the host has put a pre-booking message, there's going to be a 3 phases. The first one where they say they are reserve this home. The second page is going to be for the pre-booking message. The third page is going to be for the booking time. So it means you must have read the pre-booking message. Otherwise, if you don't accept, you have to go back and choose another home which does not have a lot of this pre-booking, of which some hosts don't know where to put this. So sometimes you might find as a guest, you have booked a home which has the same procedure, but they just didn't tell you before. Then you go there and you start to argue with them. Oh, you didn't tell me, you didn't write this, you didn't tell me. So things like that. Yeah.
Also, for for the $45,
Yes.
is it $45 on, if that's the price you're putting up on Airbnb, or should you add the percentage that Airbnb normally takes out? Because
Uh,
the term that
yes.
Airbnb takes a certain percentage of your income. So how are you supposed to price that on Airbnb?
Okay. So actually, Airbnb from October 15th, they're going to change their policy. Now they're going to charge like booking.com. Booking.com, usually they charge you 15% on your side. So on booking.com, for example, if you put I'm charging $100, it means you're supposed to pay commission to booking.com 15% to them. So it means your fee is only $85. But if you're going to with Airbnb, yes, as you mentioned, that Airbnb they charge the guest. For example, if I'm paying $100 as a guest, I'm going to be charged a fee of $15 extra. So I'm going to pay $115 instead of $100. And then as a host, I'm going to be charged the 3%. So I'm going to be charged the the money which is going to be paid to me is going to be $97 only. But now the issue is this. With the Airbnb, you have to factor in 3% used to be a very small amount of money to factor in. But right now that they're going to change their policy in October 15th, you might have to factor in the 15% because the guest, with the price that they see there, like booking.com, if they see $50, they're going to pay $50. The only extra charge is going to be bank fees on their side and their forex fees, of which for most of these international banks in Europe and America, Asia, they don't have a lot of fees like here in Africa. So maybe I can say that's going to be the side of the host now. You have to know which banks to bank with. For example, if you check the operations, I don't know about Kenya and the bank that you're going to be using. You have to just ask around the hosts which is the best bank to receive your payout, because sometimes some banks, they have high charges. There are 4 types of charges. I think there's a monthly maintenance, there is the incoming forex, the incoming fee. So if you are receiving money from if you're receiving money from outside the country, you're going to be charged an amount. So you have to ask about the incoming fee. You have to ask about the withdrawal fee, either from the ATM or from the directly from the bank teller. How are the fees? And there are also taxes, I think, on top of all these other fees. In Tanzania, the taxes are 18. No, now they've dropped this from the 1st of July. The taxes have dropped. VAT has dropped it to 15%. It used to be 18, now it is 15%. So even on the Airbnb fees, the 15% on the guest side and the 3% on the host side, they used to charge 18%, but now they charge 15%. But not 15% of the total amount. It's only 15% or the 18% of the 3% on the guests on the host side. Okay, this can be a bit confusing. So let me there's a PowerPoint that I prepared it so that I don't want to confuse you. So let me just open to you something I prepared on Canva. I think it's still around there because I just showed it to someone very, very recent. But it's changing now. Now it's changing because honestly, I've been always bringing surprises. Every now and then we are surprised. There's this, there's that. It's always so much stress, and especially for those who are not following up, because they usually do like a 6 months. They do like a 6 months. They inform, and to be honest, I think it's only Tanzanians who don't read. Kenyans read a lot because some of these things I read them from Airbnb, Kenya, Facebook groups. It's only Tanzanians who don't read. So Tanzanians, there's this change. Oh, you have to read it because it's not like they operate like the way these our power companies here in Tanzania. We call it UNESCO. I don't know in Kenya what you call all these water companies, how they operate. They just cut the water. They don't know. they don't work like that. They have to inform you at least 6 months prior, so you can plan, you can change your pricing, because if a guest books now for December, it means you're going to be charged the way in December is going to be charged. So I think I changed the account. Anyway, let me check this one. I don't want to confuse you, so I want to show it to you graphically so that it's easier for you to remember it, because this is one of the important places. The numbers and everything is also very important to understand how it is, because you are Kenyans, but
Yes.
because the house is based in Tanzania, it's going to be charged the way Tanzanians VAT and everything. But with the banks, I think it just depends on the bank that you put on the payout. So yeah, I don't know if I put it on this one. I think it's on this one. This one is not the one. It must be somewhere here. Airbnb. And also the tax authority here in Tanzania does not know these things. Recently they were harassing, not really harassing, but they were trying to tell this host, you should register your business, and they don't know these things. So it's very, I don't really know how they want to tax people for something they don't understand they themselves. Should be somewhere around. Just created it recently. Let's try with this one. Okay. Yes, it's in this one. It's this one. So here are the transaction charges. How Airbnb charges. So I remember some of my friends were going to so we are lucky we are registered as a company already, so we didn't have to go through this. Oh, register your business and what. Some of my friends were going to the tax authority because they issued the ads, the ads to tell people to go and register their business just this July. But that is, don't worry so much, because Zanzibar and Tanzania, in terms of the tax authority, it's different. So with Zanzibar, they don't require you to like register your business or what. They just want you to have a business license. Sorry, to have a license for your home, that it's registered and is fit for hosting guests. So you just have to go and register it at the Zanzibar Commission for Tourism. The sad news is that we are not registered in Zanzibar yet. We are registered only in Tanzania mainland, so we have to register our business there also. But in Tanzania mainland, the business requires that if you want to be Airbnb, you need to register as a business or as a sole proprietor. Then when you go there, they want to estimate the taxes for you. The story that they tell you, they ask you, what is your rate? My rate is $55, maybe $100 per month. Then they calculate times 30, then they do times 365, times 12 months. Imagine, but it's not all the nights you're going to be filled. So it's in they didn't even factor in the point of the 3% that is going to be charged on the guests. So it was really something which was not good the way they did it. Anyway, so here are the Airbnb fees. 3% individual hosts, 15% on professional host, and 15% for guests. So some people who usually list as professional hosts, they get a charge as the same as the as the guest. So this means that if I'm a guest, for example, so let's ignore this professional host because many people usually they list as individual hosts. So also on the taxes at that time it was 18%, but now it has dropped it to 15%. Also, if you are a company that is already filing the VAT and what, there's a form for this, you can fill it there. But this one is also explanation about which are the correct banks for us here in Tanzania. But now they say the guest is paying $100. For example, Madam Joy, you are paying $100 to my home. So you'll be charged an extra fee. I don't know if you can see. Yes. You'll be charged an extra fee of 15%. So you'll pay 115. But then again, remember there's taxes, but the taxes is not on all of this 115. It's only on this 15%. So as a guest, you are going to be charged 18% of the 15%, which is like some $202.7. So a total of this is 117.7. So this is the place I think where I wanted to explain it to you, because some people they think it's 18% of the whole of this. No, it's the 18% of the 15%, of which if you are assuming that you're paying $100, it's going to be $2.7. Okay. Then here, I think I cut it off mistakenly, but it's just basically banks and the forex charges, depending now on the bank of the guest. Some of them, they have Tanzanian shillings. If you're paying in dollars, there's a forex charges. Some of them, they have banks that have high fees. So it depends now on here. We can't say how much you're going to be charged. So on average, you can be charged somewhere around 117 up to $125, depending on the extra fees which we can't account for based on your bank, based also on the currency of your bank account. And now the host is going to receive the amount. So for example, maybe Mr. Walter, you're going to receive $100. But remember, there is the 3% charges on the host. Okay, so now this 3% is going to be deducted. Here it was added, here is going to be deducted. It is going to be $97. But then again, they're going to charge you 18% of this 3%. So it is like 0.54. So to deduct again is going to be $96.46. Then again, according to your bank charges, and if some hosts they have an account which is listed there on Airbnb, which is the different currency from the amounts that they are going to be receiving from their guests. So the guests, usually how Airbnb works is that the amount of money which they charge on the guest is paid to Airbnb. And Airbnb, they send you the money based on the currency which you have set. So by default, most of the currency is set by dollars. So if you have a currency in dollars, you just put a dollar account so that you cannot have a forex charges. If you have account, some people they put the price in euros, some people they put the currency in yen, depending on the currency you have set. It's best to have your account the same currency which you yourself have set. Now, with this new fee structure that they are going to implement in 15th of October or 15th of October, if someone is going to be paying $100, now here is the place I think where I'm going to answer your question correctly. Us as guests, us as hosts, we have to factor in the 15% which we are going to be charged. So this amount here is going to be like booking.com the way they do. If I'm charging $45, what I do is that $45 is 85%. How much is the 100%? So on the calculations there, I'm going to have 85. Say 85% is equal to sorry, I'm just doing on my calculator right now. 85%, for example, is the one which is the $45, right? Now, if I want to get the 100% of this, how much is they say find X. Yes, so I've sent it on your WhatsApp chat, but I want us to find X. So with finding X, it means you have to multiply 100 times 45 divide by the 85 to get the how much we will charge. So 100 times 45 divided by 85. Oh, so I have to charge 52.9, so which is almost $53. So that when a guest books at my place, I am also able to pay booking.com their percentage, and I'm also able to get the fee that I'm comfortable with. Okay, so fast forward, it means that with the charges of this, what is this? The VAT, which is going to be on charged on the fee. The VAT is going to be charged on the 15%. So again, I should be able to factor this in. So at least maybe to put a fee of $55 or something around there, $55, at least I can be able to pay because with the VAT, they charge it directly through, the tax authority, they charge it directly from the Airbnb and booking.com themselves direct. They don't ask you to pay to them. They charge Airbnb and booking.com directly. So these are things that we have to consider when we are we are also pricing our place. So for us, for me, I think it's best to think of the new modality of charging, which is going to be, let me search. I think it's going to, I think I think I got the dates correctly, because a lot of people have been talking about it on the Facebook groups, and I've seen it a lot. New Airbnb host fees 2025. I've seen a lot of posts about this. People are complaining and what. So yes, 2025, most Airbnb hosts are transitioning to a host-only fee model, with PMS connected hosts automatically moving 15.5 fee by October 27, 2025, and independent hosts transitioning by December. Oh, okay. So PMS, sorry?
Well, I'm just saying December 1st.
Yes. So these one, the ones who are using PMS, they are these property management platforms like Hospitable, and there are a number of them. Some people usually use them for management of their calendar. So those who are using the PMS, and most of them, they are professional hosts. They're going to be they're going to be charged by October 27th, and the independent hosts or individual hosts, we are going to be charged from December 1st. Yeah. So it's good to know, so that even if you put the fees for that time, you are already aware of the change that is going to be happening. Yeah. Now the trouble comes with the guests who usually ask for discount on Airbnb. So if the guest ask for a discount, it means, for example, I think yesterday I had someone ask for a discount. If a guest asks for a discount, it means that you have to factor in that you have to factor in the issue of the you have to factor the fees that you're going to pay Airbnb, so that you can still be on the safe side. Otherwise, you're going to be just issuing discounts, and at the end of the day, you are also going to be facing a number of issues. I think it was yesterday, someone asked for a discount, and I said, no, we cannot go any lower. Yeah. They usually ask for a lot of discounts, especially with the smaller homes, the ones which are 1-2 bedroom. They ask for discounts. Yeah, I think yesterday, so Febs, no. Someone else messaged for a discount, and we said no to them. I think it's gas. No, not gas. I think it is Febs. Yes. I think it is this one. Yeah. They asked for a fee, a discount from $45 actually. He says they want $35. So imagine if you are giving this one a discount, you have to consider that you have to also pay Airbnb inside the discount you have given to them, of which they will charge you directly now. So these are things that, so many people are saying that it will make the prices of Airbnb to shoot higher, and people also will start to leave Airbnb platform and start to use other platforms. But I don't know. Maybe unless you have your own website, or maybe I don't know. We create this. I don't know. Do you have in Kenya? Do you have like an app, maybe where like a local app where people can list their homes?
Not really. No, not exclusively for homes. I would just say no. The overall answer is a no. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We don't have one. So unless you make your own, so that means everybody is gonna go make their own websites independently, which is quite, it's good to have one platform. Having different platforms now is quite competitive. We will always have amateurs who price lower.
Okay. Okay. Would you have more questions? Maybe anything other when I was speaking that you were triggered, that intrigued you? Yeah.
Now I think no, I don't have any further questions. Yeah, maybe just walk us through. So if we do happen to pay you the 200,000 Tanzanian shillings, so just walk us through what will be the first step, and we do what's next, like that. So at least we know how we to, if we decide to go all in.
Okay, so the first thing that we usually do is I have to go and see the place, do an audit, and after the audit, I recommend to you, this is what best to do, 1, 2, 3, 4. After we have already done the audit, so there are those things that are really, really important, and there are some other things that you can add them with time, but those that are really important, I would suggest that we do them, because otherwise, sometimes it can really, really impact the way the bookings are going. Yeah, so that's the first thing. I have to do an audit, and then I'll write a short report of what is required to be able to get our home ready. After we do the report, we do the photos. Yes, the photos are also very, very important, because to be honest, the professional photos are assets. They will last for at least 2 to 3 years. It's not very easy to say maybe we'll do a major upgrading anywhere in between. So otherwise, we just have to wait until we finish with the major upgrade, then we can take the photos. But also, it's not advisable to take the photos by the phone, because it cannot be of the best quality. Yeah. So after they do the photos, then we list it. No. Before the photos, we have to, after the recommendation, then we have to buy the items. I can recommend you some suppliers, or I can assist you with the buying. Of course, usually I give the receipts and here's what we bought, here's what we bought. And after there, then we take the photos. After the photos, we list it on Airbnb. I usually like to list with the host together with Microsoft Teams or Google, whatever. Sorry, Microsoft Teams is the best because it's easier to. Also, we can do transcription and what. But sometimes people, they say, oh, I'm far from my laptop. Let's do on the WhatsApp. Nowadays, WhatsApp video can also allow the sharing of the screen. So we can also do it. Then after we list, the next step is to wait for the guests to start coming in, to book us. I would say this is a good time, because if we start now, it means that by November we have listed our home, and it usually takes time for a home it's not in the past it used to be easy, just list today, then you get the bookings. But nowadays they say it takes time. People should be able to view you, and also there are some people who are doing really well, so they dominate the top pages. So it cannot be very easy for us to penetrate to the top pages during the first days. Although yes, in the past Airbnb used to have a feature, they call it new, but nowadays if you go to the Airbnb app, the people who are new, they are no longer visible on the top. I don't know if you have noticed. Have you noticed that thing with the people who used to be on the top of the Airbnb for visibility, those who are new? Nowadays they are no longer people who are new. This is what I've noticed.
Yeah. They put the people who have been there for longer and the ones who are prioritized with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if we list maybe by November, even by early December, it's also a high season, so many people are going to be booked. So even the homes that are new will get the visibility. But in the past, you used to see some Airbnb used to do visibility for the new people, but nowadays they no longer do that anymore. They don't give free visibility to new at all. They say that the new people, they are still new. They give guests a bad experience, so they don't want to promote people who are not who are not they are not experienced yet. So it's best even actually nowadays Airbnb, they say if you don't have the first booking, it can be very hard for you to get booked again. So it's best they encourage you to ask someone who is your friend or someone who's close to you, or you can get a guest. Maybe you can be lucky, you can ask someone, hello, can you please book me on Airbnb? I'll give you a good discount, maybe half the price. If they agree, then they do like a test stay. So nowadays they don't do, they used to promote the new people, but nowadays they stop. Ever since May 2025, they stopped promoting the new people completely. So I imagine by November, December, people will be having, many people who are already on Airbnb will have more bookings, and then the people who are new will also be visible because guests cannot see people who are already booked. They only see their available homes. Yeah. So
okay. All right. So I think, yeah, thanks for all the info, and yeah, it was a quite insightful session. And yeah, so going forward, we'll see how it goes, and we'll let you know. So because for us, we are going to start our Airbnb. It should start on, because we paid Mr. Washington, so that
yes.
will be 1st of October is when we should be having, actually 30th of this month, 30th of September is
Okay.
when we are starting the lease. So
Okay.
if but you said it takes some time. So for you, according to you, you said it will take up to November for everything to be set up well.
If it's fully furnished, it won't take. If it's fully furnished and you already have a budget to upgrade some few things here and there, it might take maximum 2 weeks up until we take the photos also. So it might, so, and as long as we don't have any issues to repair and fix, I think those ones are the ones usually take longer, because sometimes you can find that the fundis there are a bit slow and sluggish. But if there's only things to be bought, we can do it within 1 week, and the next week we can list it, we can take photos, we can list it. So maximum we can take is 2 weeks, and that's if we are, I would say, really, really slow. Maybe we are still waiting for the funds from your side, or maybe there is something that it's to be custom made, maybe from a woodwork or what. But if it's just buying and delivering and dropping them, maximum we can take is 2 weeks up until we list it on Airbnb. Unless usually the longest things are the ones that are fixing. Oh, there's something to be fixed. There's a plumbing, electrical, there's a cabinets. Those are usually back and forth. They can take forever. Yeah.
So if we pay you, let's say, if we pay you next week, okay, can we just share with you the studio apartment so that you can check it?
Okay.
Because we would like to just estimate the time at least, so let me just share this.
Okay. Yes, sure. You can share with me the photos. I can check them. Then if I'm in Fumbatown also, I can go and see it. I'll be there next week. Actually, I'm going there tomorrow evening.
For tomorrow.
Yes, I'm going. I live in Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. I live in both cities.
That will be nice.
Yes, I live in Fumbatown and I also live in Dar es Salaam. Yeah.
So then we'll really appreciate if you get time, at least you check it. We'll really appreciate for that.
Okay, no worries. Okay, but if you have the pictures also, it's great. I can also see it. Then tomorrow, on Tuesday, most likely, then I'll have time because tomorrow I'm arriving there in the evening, so I can also check it out. Yeah, I can see some photos.
Yeah, I've shared on WhatsApp.
Okay.
fact, the Washington who did the video thing.
Sorry?
No, it's Washington who shared the video.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, it looks good. Okay. Yes, some cleaning, I think, here and there. Have you been to the unit?
No, not yet. We haven't physically been there.
Okay. Okay, but he's going to, I see some personal items here. I think is the person who lives in here is going to.
Yeah, they're going to evacuate. So
Okay.
we'll be left with just the furniture.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe, I don't know, I was thinking of doing a little bit of decoration.
Okay.
Well, but then you will be the one to advise us on, of course, the most important things should be prioritized before even the decorations.
Okay.
So that's just a snippet of it. But yeah, definitely all the personal items would be removed. So we'll be remaining with just the major things, which are the bed. Basically, all the furniture will be left, and the fridge, just the main things. Cooker, TV, yeah, couch, all that.
Okay. All right. It's possible to do a bit of decoration just to make it, to revamp it and what, yeah. But otherwise, the bed looks good. The size of the bed is good. The furniture here is good. Is there a TV in the unit?
Yes, yes. The one on top of the two stands.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes, I can see it. It's just a small. Yes, I can see it.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. All right. No worries. Okay, so I'll be in Zanzibar tomorrow evening, and then Tuesday I'll be able to view it. I will let you know. Yes.
All right. Thank you. So I think you'll just speak to Mr. Washington. He'll be able to help you to view it.
All right. All right.
Yeah. All right. Then you'll let us know when it comes to payment and everything, so that yeah, if we can finish it by 1st of October, it would be great.
Okay. 1st of October.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Okay. No, I think it's possible. So I will let you know, share with you the next steps in writing,
Okay.
so that we can all be in the same page, and then we can discuss the way forward from how to start.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Judith, for the.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Judy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Joy, Mr. Walter, and I wish you a good evening.
Thanks. You too.
Okay. Vodacom.